What's up, everybody? Coach Daisha here, bringing you another Hot Topics video. So, I always get these Hot Topics ideas from the wonderful men and women that I get to work with in my osteoporosis community. And it was interesting that in my latest office hours with my group, I had people that were obviously working out at home versus people who were going to the gym. And it was interesting how they were each kind of complaining about certain things that were limitations of working out in both places. And so it was funny for me to have to navigate those questions because I was dealing with the cons aspect of it. But there are obviously some benefits to working out at either location. So I kind of wanted to dedicate this video to just that, giving you a pros and cons list, if you will, of working out at home versus going to your local gym. So let's get started. Let's start with our pros of working out at home. So many of especially the ladies that I work with from an osteo standpoint, work out from home. So let's talk about the benefits of doing just that. The first benefit is it's so convenient, right? You don't have to hop in the car and travel somewhere. You don't have to pack a gym bag. You can just roll out of bed and get your workout in. And for a lot of people, not just new moms who want to be able to get their workout in, but older people who maybe don't want to travel someplace, being able to work out at home is a very, very big factor in how they're going to get their exercise in. Second pro of working out at home is free. Now, yes, maybe you've invested some money over time in certain pieces of equipment, and maybe you even pay for a streaming service. But for most people, being able to work out at home is free. You don't have a monthly gym membership that you have to worry about. You simply get to use the equipment that you have, maybe even just your body weight, and then get your workout in at no cost. Another pro of being able to work out from the convenience of your home is that you can use a lot of the streaming services that are available. Now, I won't name any in particular here, but you are probably very familiar with different companies and programs out there where you can stream a video and get your workout in via your television, your tablet, your laptop, etc. Some of these are even free streaming services. And even right here, if you're watching this from YouTube, you know that you can get on YouTube and probably find some very, very beneficial workouts that are free to you. So now that people have videos to be able to follow along with, it takes some of the guesswork out of what your workout could look like. Now, let's get into some of the cons of working out at home. For me, the number one con of working out at home is simply a lack of equipment. Most people don't have the variety of equipment or the heavier equipment that we truly need, especially if you are lifting to improve bone mineral density. Okay. You got to be able to lift heavy at some point. And most people don't have heavier equipment at home. Along with the lack of equipment, another con about working out at home is a lack of space. For some people, you don't have the equipment because you don't have the space to keep the equipment, right? Or you don't feel like you have a dedicated space to do a workout. If you are going to work out from home, it is highly, highly suggested that you have a clear enough space, especially from a safety standpoint, to do the workout fully. You want to be able to move forward and back, side to side, without any obstacles in your way. And for most people, we simply don't have a dedicated space in our home to do just that. Last but not least, for me, when it comes to working out at home, one of the major cons is the lack of accountability and the distractions, right? So when it comes to most people, we need other people to help keep us accountable for our workouts. When you go to a gym, or if you've got somebody else that is going to call you up and make sure that you're going to do your workout, that helps. When we work out at home, for most of us, especially if we're doing it by ourselves, we don't have that accountability. In addition to that, when you are at home, you're at home. So that means everything else that could possibly happen can be a distraction for you, whether that's the laundry that needs to get done, the dishes in the sink that need to be, put into the dishwasher or wash themselves. Maybe it's the pets that are going to be running around and trying to get in your way. Or depending on your age, maybe it's your kids or your grandkids that might be around. So many distractions that can come up that can keep us from getting our workout in. So keep that in mind if you are deciding that your workout routine needs to be 100% from home. You've got to also be able to eliminate the distractions and be self motivated enough to do that workout when there's no accountability built in. Now, let's get to the gym. We'll start with the pros. What you'll find about the pros and cons list of the gym is that they're probably the inverse of what we talked about at home, and rightfully so. One of the major pros about going to the gym is the variety of equipment. You have the equipment that you need in order to lift heavy. Remember, progressive strength training is what we're looking for if we're trying to improve bone mineral density. And at the gym, you've got all of that. You've got the machines, you've got the dumbbells, you've got the kettlebells, you've got barbells, you've got the racks. If you're going to the area where they're probably having you do more core movements, you've got medicine balls and mats, etc. Sky's the limit, especially if you're going to a bigger gym. You've got a lot of equipment to choose from, and that's a good thing when we're looking to progress our strength training over time. Another pro about going to the gym is the accountability. Even if you're not going there with somebody and not meeting somebody there, the minute you walk through the doors of a gym, guess what? You are surrounded by other people who are there to do the same thing. They are all there to improve their physical wellness and fitness. So you have built in accountability the minute you walk through the doors of a gym. That's a good thing. It keeps a lot of people coming back day after day, week after week to improve their fitness. Last but not least, when it comes to the pros of going to the gym, is that you are probably going to have access to personal trainers. If you are new to strength training, I highly encourage you to hire a personal trainer, even if it's just for a few sessions, so they can help you perfect your form and technique, especially for some of the major lifts like our deadlifts, our squats, our overhead presses, etc. Your form and technique, once again, is the most important thing for you to work on when it comes to strength training. If you are doing something improperly, one, you may injure yourself, and two, you're not going to get the true benefits of that movement. So hiring a personal trainer is going to be very beneficial. Well, where are personal trainers located? They're located at gyms. Now, you can find some virtual personal trainers, but the great thing about working with somebody one-on-one or in person is the fact that they can touch you, right? They can tell you, hey, let's get your hips here, your back here, your arms here, your booty here, et cetera, et cetera. So beneficial. And once again, where are you going to find them? You're going to find them at the gym. So another pro of getting outside the house and getting your workout done at your local gym. Now, of course, there are pros to going to the gym and there are cons. One of the cons and one of the reasons that people don't go to a gym is the people. Now, those same people that are there working out that can be a pro of going to the gym, right? That built-in accountability of all the other people that are there. It also means that there are other people there, meaning that they are also using that equipment. They are, taking up time on the equipment. You've got to contend with other people when you're at a gym. And for some people, that is a definite con. You don't want to have to contend with other people. You don't want to have to wait to use this machine or that piece of equipment. So keep that in mind when you are contemplating getting your gym membership. Speaking of gym memberships, they ain't free. So that is another con of going to the gym. There is a membership. Now, I always tell people when you look for a gym to go to, pay attention to what you're getting in the gym membership itself, in the fee, right? Make sure that you're going to be utilizing all of the things that you may be paying for. For most big box gyms, they're going to have tiers of memberships. And you want to pay attention to each tier and make sure that you're going to be paying for the tier that includes all of the things that you are going to be taking advantage of. Don't get the higher tier if you're not going to be using the sauna room or you're not going to be doing the group exercise classes. Make sure you pay attention to the tier that makes the most sense for you and what you want to do at the gym. But do keep in mind that is one of the cons and one of the reasons that people don't go to the gym. You do have to pay a fee, and there's a reason for that. Last but not least, the con of going to the gym, you got to travel. Got to get in your car and get to the gym. right? So depending on where you live and depending where the closest gym is to you, this could be 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes one way to get there. And of course, you got to turn around and come back. So you do have to factor in travel time when it comes to going to the gym. I highly encourage you to look around depending on the if you're in a small town or a big city, do some research, find what is closest to you, and then of course you can start looking at the gym membership and the prices. But for a lot of people, one of the main reasons that they stay at home as opposed to going to the gym is the travel time. You do have to account for that into your schedule. So, what's the main reason that I did this video? The main reason I did this video is the main question I get is, how do I improve bone mineral density? Well, we've gone over that before. That's strength training, impact movements. When it comes to strength training, it's not just regular strength training. It's not just using your body weight for the rest of your life. It's not just using 2-pound dumbbells for the rest of your life. In order to improve bone mineral density, it has to be progressive strength training. You have to start lifting heavier over time. Now, that is why going to the gym is preferable, because the gym is going to allow you to have the equipment to lift heavy over time. So there you have it. If you want to lift heavier over time, the easiest way to do that is to go to a gym. But can you still lift at home? You can, but now you have to be willing to A, get the equipment that you need to lift heavy over time, and then B, you've got to have that dedicated space in order to keep that equipment. That's, once again, we talked about the pros and cons there. That's the main reason I made this video, is because we have people that want to be able to stay at home, and yet they're not willing to buy the equipment they need in order to lift heavier over time. So stop and think about that. Stop and think about what makes the most sense for you. Are you going to stay at home but have the money to buy the equipment that you need and the space in order to keep that equipment? Great. If that's not the case for you, I'm going to highly encourage you to look into a gym, because a gym is going to have the equipment that you need in order to lift and progress that lifting over time. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me in the comments below, where do you work out on the regular? Some of you may be doing a hybrid. You may do some of your workouts at home and you may be doing some at the gym, and that's perfectly fine. I love a hybrid approach, as a matter of fact. But in the comments, let me know where you do the majority of your workouts. Do you do them at home or do you do them at the gym? Let's see if we can get a little tally and see what the percentage of my subscribers here on the channel do when it comes to their workouts. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you next time for another hot topic.